My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weather. I live at 3102 Central Hill Road, Hickory, Mississippi. I am under attack. People are driving worms through me from a remote location. I can also hear their voices. They're very hostile, demeaning, negative. They keep giving me death threats. They are premeditating my murder. They appear to be Scientologists. And this is what I know. There's more space in the universe than humans can see. There are 11 dimensions. And there's also an inverse. It's like the universe expands inward and outward at the same time. Inside of the particles that we are made of is another place. It's like another dimension. They call it the inverse. We have biology here in this extra place. We utilize this biology to have an afterlife. When we die, we cleave ourselves. They call it a death cleave. We actually fly into outer space. It's hard to believe, but that's the truth. Scientology, the practice of utilizing this biology before you die. You remove it from yourself while you're still among the living, and you use technology and techniques to turn it into an extra dimensional vehicle. You can drive it around. This technology also gives them the ability to create surrogates. They can drive other organisms in all dimensions. They can drive third dimensional humans, animals, insects, worms. That's what's happened to me. They have they have they have gave me parasites and they turned them into surrogates. They treat them as a weapon and also surgical tools. They can be used for surgery, but mostly weapons. I wouldn't need surgery if I didn't have worms. This technology also induces a flow state in these people. It artificially stimulates their brain tissue. It elevates their neurochemistry. And they are also abusing substances, almost all of them. These Scientologists, some type of stem or opiate. They're all using different types of drugs. This technology also allows them to create a hive mind, a sort of telepathy. They link everyone's minds together. Well, the digital devices interface with their neurology and then link everybody to a computer. They're sort of a digital world there. They create a phone service where everyone can talk to everybody and see each other's avatar. They should get an avatar. A large percentage of these people have become criminal. They do things like home invasion, stalking, breaking and entering, spying on people for criminal purposes. I'll be a word in my lung. Biological theft. They like to take people's extra dimensions, their inverse, and turn it into a vehicle, surrogate. They sell these things on the black market or they use it for their own purposes, usually criminal. They destroy our particles here on Earth. They remove the inverse from everything, wherever they go. They are terroristic, contaminate water supplies, food sources. They like to torture people because we can't see them. Some of them are torturers. They like to murder people. They put hits on a lot of people. The government is also utilizing this technology for surveillance purposes. But in their this gear or technology causes psychological issues, and even these government officials are exhibiting bad behavior. They're Most of these government officials are whacked out. They get the best of the best gear and the best of the best drugs. Well, they think they're all awesome CIA agents, but they're all twacked out of their heads and have bad psychology. And they're addicted to practicing Scientology on people. Having elevated neurochemistry at this level causes addictive behavior. Their jobs is to modify biologies, remove biologies, and install it to technology. They're doing it on a large amount of people. People with that are no interest to the government. And marketing companies and media companies are also doing this to the public. So they can invade people's privacies, read their minds, and attempt to sell them things. I told you they're all twacked out of their head. And then there's biological theft. Some of them are addicted to other people's biology. They are attracted to people. The people they are attracted to in the world. Famous people, beautiful people, models, actors, people in power, business owners, CEOs, politicians, government officials, CIA agents, FBI, military. And they do this for surrogate making purposes because they can access our neurology. They can interface with our neurology and feel our nervous system and our brain functioning. They can actually utilize it, use it for their own purposes. And they do this in an attempt to control people. We are still connected to our inverse even after it's removed from us. They finally said, they finally screwed the pooch. Told them, if you don't stop, I'm going to talk about this. If you don't stop, I'm going to talk about this. If you don't stop, I'm going to talk about this. So now it's all out in the open. They're going to kill it. Y'all became criminal. If you want to keep this a secret, why are you become so criminal? They're doing this to a lot of people too. Politicians, FBI, CIA, they're all in the loop. Some of it's just whacked out. They have stolen my neurology. I have a high intellect, high intelligence. That's what got me in the hive to begin with. I had a large following on Facebook, political and environmental activist. We actually got some things done in government, persuaded votes, persuaded elections. We debated a lot, talked about policy. Some of my followers decided to practice Scientology on me, so they installed devices. Then the government came and assimilated me into the hive mind. They installed more devices. And then a company called Yumas and Preservision, they took my inverse because we are still connected to it. We experience everything our inverse does. And that's part of how the hive mind works. They take your brain tissue, they put it on a shelf somewhere, and they put sensors in it and stimulate it. They can make you see things and feel things and hear things. Now, some people, it appears to be in the military and at UMAS, they are attempting to utilize my neurology for surrogate making purposes or their own implants. It looks like they're doing this for their own transplant purposes. They're literally taking my brain tissue and putting it in their own heads in an attempt to gain my psychological power. I am part Native American. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I'm a I'm an author, a creative. They call me a literary genius. I write intellectual content for fun in my spare time. I do it for fun and to help my psychological conditioning. To help condition my mind. It helps create new thought patterns. And yes, I'm good at it. Done it for a long time. They are trying to steal my intellectual property and also steal the brain tissue that is created this intellectual thought and then destroy my third dimension to cover up the evidence. These people are sick and disgusting. They are conditioned to actually, the practice of Scientology is actually removing body parts from people. They cut body parts off of people constantly for transplants, for surrogate making purposes, and to practice Scientology. And then they modify this biology and they install devices. They are addicted to this behavior, but it's created a conditioning, psychological conditioning, that is reminiscent of murder, torture. I mean, the act of cutting body parts off of people, that's murder and torture, mutilation. And they are addicted to this. They get a dopamine boost from doing this. They think in their mind, they're achieving a goal. They're, they gain something valuable from doing this. Now they're all twacked out, have elevated neurochemistry, running around doing this to everybody, trying to come up with excuses in their minds on to excuse their doing this to the public, to validate their behavior. Then here comes the strange part. The inverse of this universe transcends time. The past, the present, and the future all happen at the same time. Our third dimensionals experience it differently. We don't experience time in the way it actually happens. We experience it as a linear event. It's actually not. The beginning and the end of the universe happen simultaneously. So these inverse creatures, they can see the universe as a whole, the whole thing, from beginning to end, as an object. To them, it's an object. And they can interact with the whole thing if they're big enough. So they can go back in time. See, our upper dimensionals or our inverse, we have special abilities. We have super powerful eyesight. We can see everything everywhere down to the molecular level. They can also do molecular transfer, magic, move molecules around with their mind. They can interact with our biology on a molecular level, even our DNA. They can modify DNA on the fly. They can give organisms new biological features, or they can control the growth of an organism to exactly the specifications they desire. So they can give an organism any biological feature they want, especially lower life forms like worms and insects. They can create these organisms and give them any kind of biological feature they want. Well, they have created Anunnakis. That's where they came from. They are a genetically engineered human. They put horns on a human's head. They go back in time and do this. That's where the ancient Anunnakis come from. Scientology produces organisms that are not natural. They practice cleaving. They cleave in multiple different ways. We're supposed to die and cleave the whole thing off of us. We actually have 11 dimensions on both sides, on this side and the inverse side, or we used to. So Scientology, actually, you get a cleave every 3 dimensions. They like to create surrogates out of their biology, extra dimensional vehicles that drive around. They turn one into a lizard person, one into an alien, and one into a Nunnakai or whatever. So you first the blue blood. Well, that's a different method of. See, there's all kinds of techniques. When we die, we actually grab our our particles that we are made of and pull them into the inverse. They call it turning around. They call it raising. When we die, we actually turn around, boom, blast off into outer space. It's something the ancients did for us. The ability to raise off our bones. It's a cool experience. It's more like a vapor. You actually do something. If you're really healthy and your molecular transfer is intact, you actually blast a hole in the ground when you blast off. You pull the particles with you. I know it's strange, but it is. But these techniques that Scientologists use have created extremely huge organisms in outer space. They like to cleave themselves right off the back of us, right off the inverse. And that gives them the ability to expand at a different rate than we do. They are no longer connected to the universe. It's like being whole keeps you small. So they cleave themselves in a way in which they expand greatly. They become as big as the universe. They are a danger to our environment. They keep mankind retarded. I don't know what they're doing. If you look back in time, you see ancient civilizations that have become extremely advanced get wiped out. Everywhere you see a temple on Earth, they had ties to the inverse. They seen the upper dimensional organisms. They considered them gods. And these organisms probably coerced Earthlings to create these temples. Yes, they have serpents. First it was lizard people. Then it was bug people. Well, I guess first it was squids. They went back in time and practiced Scientology on every organism that has ever existed on this planet. Oh God Almighty said. I'm just saying what I. You saying, oh no, you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. I get harassed constantly. I am their torture victim. They like to torture people. They kidnapped me 13 years ago. Some of my followers on Facebook did. And I got assimilated into a hive mind. Everyone was hostile, mean. These people are evil. They eat people on Earth. They hate us down here. They hate Earthlings. They consider themselves gods. Scientology has produced some bad psychology. They harassed me, yelled at me, gave me death threats. Then someone pulled my device or modified it in a way in which they could still hear me, but I couldn't hear them. Well, they still communicated with me in the third dimension. Radio DJs, media personnel, actors, politicians, the government. They still communicated with me. That's why you're still alive, homie. They were always hostile. And not long after I was assimilated, I started to get sick. The whole side of my face swelled up. I started to feel weird sensations in my body, like something was moving through me. And not long after I went to the high. And weird things would happen, like accidents, like a cow standing right in the road and I couldn't even see it. And then I would have strange experiences, like I would see the stars move. They modified my eye nerves. They took them out because I was still connected to it. They can actually remove your eye nerves or your eyes, put them in a machine, and see everything that you do. They do this on the inverse side. They can see your whole life because it transcends time. They do this to a lot of people, especially persons of interest. All y'all know students. They're doing this to everybody. Everybody's getting eye nerve modification. At least. Some people get gear. You're breaking the law. You're victim shaming me, saying this is my fault. You hostile motherfuckers. So they practice Scientology on everything. I believe it too. Look at all this shit. Everything's cleaved as fuck. Everybody's running around stupid as fuck. And they knew this event would happen. I think they created me. I live on Center Hill. Center Hill is the cross, is where the cross was in which Jesus died on. He died on the center cross on the Center Hill. I live very close to two schools in Pontotoc. One is North Pontotoc Vikings. I have Viking DNA. The other one is South Pontotoc Warriors, Native American. I have Native American DNA also. I have a very wide berth of DNA, or widespread of DNA. I have DNA from multiple European nationalities and multiple Native American tribes. They are all about genetics. It has created a brain in which has high intelligence and the ability to perceive the universe the way it is in all dimensions everywhere. When I was growing up, I could see things that other people couldn't, like human behavior and the way the universe reacted, or the way life reacts to the universe. I could tell something was amiss. Things weren't going right. And the way humans behaved, especially in politics and business, it's all about money now. Yeah, they have created a paradigm. We don't interfere with humans' DNA. Yes, you do. All the time. You pick one or two people and everybody flocks to them. Next, it's going to be somebody else. I'm glad that's what they do because this is what happened. Everybody's running around going stupid because you posting these videos, but look at them. They won't leave them alone. This is my only form of defense. The only way to change their behavior, and it does. Making these videos modifies their behavior. They go from harassing me and torturing me to running around. I didn't do it. We did it. They've been with me my whole life. They made my dad a surrogate. He has abused me severely. I've never seen anything like it. Normal people don't act like that. Screams all the time about stupid things, things that don't make no sense, and blames me for everything he does. And he breaks everything. Everything he touches gets broken, especially our tools. And then he blames me for it. And he yells horribly. It's like a drill sergeant, but worse. Get him out of here. So my dad named me Christopher because he's a surrogate. They wanted them to. They want me to be Saint Christopher with the ability to save the planet. He's highly intelligent. That's why. So your brain functions. How are they functioning now? They have destroyed several. They have destroyed most of my brain and left the important parts functioning. That's victim shaming. They are stupid. They keep victim shaming you in an attempt to steal your biology. These people in the Navy or the military, the National Guard, whatever it is today, they are experimenting on my biology. They're literally trying to merge my biology with another human on Earth. And she's going to go save the world because she's going to be crazy bird now. Scientology folks, they do body snatching on all of us, body mods. We don't even know what's happening. One day we wake up and we're moving funny or making weird decisions or can't drive anymore. And it's these people, these Ponzis too. Just get off there. Many times. I told you and told you and told you. Will we stop? You know, we stopped recently because we knew this video was coming. But here it is. He got out of the shower or bath while going his falling down. Extremely dizzy. We cut some of the nerves in his head. That's so goddamn stupid. They like to send people to hell because we are still attached to our embers. Even if it's removed from us, they can torture it, treat it like a voodoo doll. And the parts of me that they don't want, they are putting it down a hole or pouring chemicals on it and stuff to make it suffer. Hell is any place, any bad environment. So let's discuss your intellectual property. So I wrote Crazy Bird comics. Oh, stop. I need to get that out. Stop. I got a worm. Oh, bad in the shower. Look at this. Leave it down and grow back. Feels better. Yeah, it feels better. Obama. We use these worms as surgical tools too. I wouldn't need surgery if y'all wasn't involved. If y'all didn't give me worms. Feels good. Very bad. Use these worms as a band-aid. You have a lot to talk about. So this happens because it's you down there too. All of us too, working on you, keeping you an asset. Stay in pain and just I'm going to wake up in hell. It's supposed to last for an eternity. And there's multiple scenarios that I go through because of all this digital technology. I got to experience a bunch of different things. Ha ha, ha, you ain't all people know. So they created you to save the world and they torture you. They are jealous. This technology is elevating their flow states, and I assume they are abusing substances. I can tell they are. Plus, they have a disposition against humans, earthlings. We call them aliens because they our dead people go to outer space. So we call them aliens, but they're not. They're of Earth. And we have all different shapes and sizes and species, especially with their ability to modify biology on the molecular level, genetics. He says he's Obama. These people, they make surrogates out of us down here on Earth. They steal our biologies and assume our identity. That could be what's going on. They like to create lookalikes of famous people, people in power. No, it's, I don't know. I don't have the evidence to come to that conclusion. These aliens have been up here for a long time, but we're from the future. Saying these people are from the future. Wait till they come out and nurse us. Here's the ETA. We know Chris already gave it to us. Thank you for that. It's a tool that saves mankind. It saves all life on the planet, but I don't think they want it. See, they're destroying life, and we want to save it. It's about money. So I corrected the influence money has on us. So Crazy Bird Comics. My first mock-up was a cyborg Native American warrior because I am part cyborg, even in the third dimension. Classified, but I am. I have third dimensional neurotech. I'm not supposed to say anything about it, but I do. It helps with the brain damage that I've. That's why. So Crazy Bird, he's got a cyborg eye, cyborg neural tissue, a cyborg arm, cyborg leg. That was the first mock-up. I wrote several issues in my mind, and I have them on paper. Then I wrote Thunder Beings. It's about Crazy Bird uh, finding all the Thunder Beings on Earth and uniting us under one banner, establishing the Tree of Life, and fighting the bad guys. And then I wrote Buffalo Bob. It's about Crazy Bird's name change in his old age. See, Crazy Bird's spirit animal is Mockingbird. He has the ability to communicate and high intelligence. He has the ability to communicate with all animals and high intelligence. That's my spirit animal. Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers, aka Crazy Bird. So later in life, he gets a name change and his spirit animal changes to an owl. We call him Buffalo Bob. He's a monk. Now, under Crazy Bird, he loses all of his cyborg technology. He's supposed to. And grows back. He's a master of biology. I don't like merging technology with neurology. It's not supposed to happen. It is unnatural. Getting victim shamed again. They said I did something wrong. You too. You're an accomplice. Whatever I did, you did it too. So I keep telling them, you too. And it was some stupid bullshit. Nothing. People go crazy around Chris, and he don't even know what's happening. All he knows something's happening. He did this to him, his family, his neighbors, his coworkers, his neighborhood, his community, his government, the local police force, the FBI. The whole goddamn nation's involved, and they're blaming it all on him because he was created to save the universe, and they are jealous. Their elevated neurochemistry is causing psychological issues. They're psychotic, delusional, jealous, greedy, petty. The guys are very machoist. They have machoism. It's creating narcissism, sociopaths. Says, well, enjoy it. I bet you'll get out of it. Never go down there. You know all about the inverse. Laboratory inverse. I wish they never would have went back in time. So what happens? You get cleaved and locked out of entropy, and you go to huge proportions. Now you have the ability to interfere with time on a massive scale. So they go back in time and create events like this. They won the Christian story. Chris did it. He wrote it perfectly. I think they were involved. We don't. All we know that we're driving this all this around. It didn't have to be like this. We'll stop driving my arms. We'll stop talking. I have to. What's this supposed to YouTube? Lord? I was talking about universe. I told you and told you and told you. Shit. Y'all won't stop. You didn't tell us we didn't know what was going to happen. Now we do. Now what else you going to say? Scientology is fucked. So they're doing this from modern time. We didn't get our technology until modern times, till the now. Then we go back in time and do all this shit to our universe. They should know because they're glad you come. They have to give it away. Something that happens in the future, and they never leave. They destroy humanity. You see everybody down here running around missing brains, got digital devices sticking out of their heads. Everybody's missing eyeballs on the invert side of us. It's so funny, fucked up. You see Congress, they don't know what's happening. Every time they need to make a decision, a sensor goes off in their brain and stimulates their thought patterns that they gave us. So they like to, and they can make us see things and feel things, control our emotions, give us thought patterns. Or if you ever get a bad thought pattern, we can stimulate it at certain times in your life. And they see time as static. They see us as static down here. We are we are motionless from their eyes. It's an object. Yes, there's a dark energy. Oh, they call it the nether. Please stop driving my words. They got them on your nerves. When he gets sick, he writes his videos. When he needs to change it. That feels bad. So they're treating this like an angels and demons. Some of them hurt me. Some of them fix me up. And they actually work together. A guy will get his worm ready or his band-aid ready. He say, "Okay, cut him." So they cut me, and then they put a worm on it in the third dimension. They use worms as a band-aid. Their disposition, God, their God perspective. What would have happened if they never would have cleaved the universe? I've actually done magic. I pulled lightning out of the sky, caused the wind to blow, created a little cyclone. I think the ancients did this for me or gave me the ability or something. Probably sent me particles, and they can do this for people too. I believe humans would have been magical in the third dimension if they would have never been involved. They eat. We consume the nether. We consume the particles in outer space. They do, and they fly right through them, breathe them in. So the bigger you are, the more you consume. They are huge, as big as the universe, eating everything. You see the aliens trying to get them down up here before they die. We're supposed to create a whole bunch of tiny organisms compared to the universe that fly around in outer space. They help us. They're supposed to help life develop on Earth. We're supposed to be in a utopia with massive amounts of unique and very complex organisms, highly evolved bugs and insects and highly intelligent species everywhere. Like every species on Earth gains sentience. That is the ability we have. And the complexities of the life forms that we create help us with symbiosis. They are symbiotic towards us. They can do things for us that we can't understand, like with new gut microbes. Imagine if we had gut microbes that were highly evolved. They help us with processing energy, food sources. They probably help produce enzymes in case ours stop, or maybe specialized worms that help you with maybe heart damage or brain damage, with diseases and cancers. We don't even need that stuff with an alien on you. But y'all don't do it for us. Why in the hell is this happening? I know they have magical abilities and they don't help us. I think they're trying to destroy mankind. Well, it's prolonged suffering. It's what's torture. A lot of people are doing very well. Mhm. I don't think you're achieving the proper environment for optimal existence. That's what the Environmental Creation Agency does. That's also one of my works of literature. It is a government agency that replaces the Federal Reserve. It is made up of cabinets that pertain to each aspect of our reality. There's a cabinet for medicine, a cabinet for education, a cabinet for agriculture, a cabinet for wildlife and fisheries, a cabinet for transportation, a cabinet for communication, a cabinet for housing, and so on and so forth. These cabinets are made up of very intelligent and moral people. They have to have high intelligence and high morality. They have to have like a 180 IQ or 200 plus IQ, plus high morality ratings. They can never do anything bad. They can't hurt people. Decisions they make have to help life flourish. They have to be good for the people and for the environment. Suffering, sick, parts of me are burning. Pour chemicals all over me. You're hurting my nerves. I just got assaulted badly. They say you just got dead in. Get off my property. You're breaking the law. No, you're a little pretty poo. Leave. You're breaking the law. Yes, I just got assaulted badly several times. They see the future. They know everything he's going to do. So they say every time he smokes, they're going to hurt him. But then they hurt him anyways. Every time they get a chance, they're going to hurt me. If I go take a shower, they're going to hurt me. If I eat something, they're going to hurt me. If I walk down the road, they're going to hurt me. Scientology is screwed. Keep talking. They're going to turn Crazy Bird into a woman. She's got your brain piece on her head. She's going to go around saving the planet with magic and shit. I don't like my first mock up because it's not true. Crazy Bird is a real person. I have real goals and desires and a real vision. I just wrote a comic book story. I created a superhero out there, but he was Cyborg. That's the thing. But he never. The Navy attacked him. He was never in the military. The military actually attacks him on his own property, on his own home, because he knows too much. That's the only reason. This hive eats people. They take people's biology for their own purposes. So they found a person of interest, a highly intelligent person that has the ability to control the government on a civilian level, to participate in politics. It's our right. Every citizen has a right to participate in politics. Yes, I was using social media to control politics, and that's perfectly legal. That's within our right. Every American should do it. I was teaching people how to do it. Oh, they got so scared. I think they were attracted to it. I was going against the status quo. I didn't like things like corruption and like pharmaceutical companies. I know a lot about pharmaceuticals and stuff. I can see how we're not really helping people, and we have the technology, the medical technology to help people on a very high level. We have very amazing medical technology, especially with our knowledge about the inverse and extra dimensions. Well, we sell people chemicals that don't work, and we game the information about medicine, and then we take plant medicine away from the people. So now if people need a pain medicine, they have to go and get a very addictive narcotic instead of using a plant material that is non-addictive. It doesn't cause downregulation. and that helps our pain way better than these pharmaceuticals do. It's drug laws, and then we eat people for it. They literally destroy people's lives over this area of our reality. It's over drug use. These people are sick. It's a medical issue. They don't understand the way the brain works. They're too stupid. Because we don't like these laws we have. We'd rather have good drug laws on the book. Only a white market can defeat a black market, unless you kill everybody. And then what's good is anything? It's gonna be martial law. Nothing but a police force and a group of rich people left. They do anything they want to. Rich people abuse substances constantly. They do big time. Then we got to go after the homeless people that smoke a joint or do some drugs just to make it through the night because they don't have nothing to eat and they got to sleep on the ground. Or sick people with brain damage, and they have no idea what the inverse is doing to us. When they're driving worms through everybody, stealing body parts, making people retarded. We have some, we made some progress with the drug laws, yes, we did. And we're still going to make progress. You're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. Don't talk to me on my own home, and don't harass me. Don't assault me. Don't come over here. Leave, stay, or go away. These are people on earth doing this. So that was part of it. We fought corruption, persuaded elections. Crazy bird story. They're rotting it in the sands of time. I've been a torture victim for them my whole life. They think they can assault me or steal brain tissue or assault me with a deadly weapon, weapons of mass destruction for menial shit. I'm not doing anything to anybody. Say it's my drug use. No, it's not my drug use. I just took a shower and you just cut my fucking nerves to pieces. I was dizzy. I didn't think I was gonna get out of the shower. I got up and people started putting band-aids on me everywhere. I feel a little bit better. That's why my eyes are all bugged out. I'm sick. They stay like this now because I stay sick. Just have brain damage and organ damage. He was high first. There was no reason for them to assimilate me. None at all. I had a large following on Facebook, like one of the biggest, participating in politics. I'm a genius. I can articulate very well. I debate on a high level. I can persuade elections, persuade people's votes. It wasn't just about drug laws either. Corruption, money issues, economics, wage laws, labor laws, housing, homeless people, trying to help people. Because I see the environment we live in, the whole thing, and the effect it's having on life on this planet. Habitat loss is our greatest problem right now on Earth. We're destroying life on this planet to put up shopping malls and roads, new Walmarts, new Dollar Generals that feed us subpar nutrition. And we have to go work in an environment that is very hazardous to our health and our well being. Induces stress. Stress causes sickness in our bodies. Say right there. They're going to kill you. They're doing too much. They exposed me to this technology 13 years ago. And then they decided to take me out. Weird things started happening. Threat attempts, murder attempts on my life. They destroyed my life. Yes, Obama was one of them. He made a decision that caused me great pain and suffering. It was a strange accident. It was weird. Doing something that I've always done is very legal, something menial, caused a catastrophe, and he's the one that caused it to happen. Get him out. That's just what it is. They destroy my environment and the people around me. I was like, he's the savior of mankind. Now I'm dealing with a cult, religious zealots. They see me as the savior of mankind. I'm just an environmentalist. That's all. I see how the environment affects life. Life is a product of the environment which you find it in. Everything about this organism, its genetic expression, its health, its behavior, its ability to function and interact with other life forms, and the effect that it has on the environment. Everything about this organism, its features, its enzyme production, its brain function, its ability to see, its health, it's determined by the environment in which you find it in. If it's a good environment, it'll be a healthy life form with good behavior. Away from me. We have known this for years. You ever heard of Darwin? If it's a bad environment, it has a bad effect on us. Makes us sick, reduces our health, causes bad behavior. It has a bad, then it's a negative environmental variable. Then it has a bad effect on the environment and all the life forms found within it. Under the ECA approves the spending of Buffalo dollars or life credits or divine currency, even though God is not qualified to approve spending of divine currency. God, devil. We don't have a God right now. They're all psychologically compromised. So the ECA approves the spending of Buffalo dollars. This currency can only be spent on approved products and services. Stop assaulting me. Leave. He's on it. Listen, hear him yell. Get away from me. Military. They're Scientologists too. He's not military. It's humans. And everybody gets one. Every organism on the planet receives buffalo dollars. You go there and lay down and pow. Yep. Oh, lay down the back. They cut me pieces. They cut your corpus callosum and some other nerve. So they're doing it slowly and over time. They are addicted to torture. Their practice of Scientology has created a conditioning, a psychological conditioning, which is conducive to torture and murder and rape, molestation, mutilation, home invasion, kidnapping, human trafficking, slavery. They're not publishing this information. No, no, they're not. It's divine currency, bitch, and you ain't worth it. Someone just said that. It was God's house called divine currency. Oh, what the? So every organism in the planet receives this type of currency. Every human gets a house, a smart house. Yes, technologically advanced, with a computer screen built into the wall, with biometrics, smart appliances. Everyone gets health care. Everyone gets good food, good nutrition. You don't know about transportation yet. Everyone gets public transportation. Med rides. You have to seek counsel, see what the cabinet says. So he goes up with the shit and you take it from him. You take his brain pieces and run. You torture him and mutilate him. Scientology. They're all twacked out of their fucking heads. That's all they can do to people, steal brain pieces and torture them. Oh, they could have made your life so fun. I don't want it. I'm an Anunnaki. That's my bloodline. I'll blast off this planet and grow horns on my head and shoot light into the nether. It's really what we are. You cut us to pieces. supposed to be an alien after you do that, but I'm not. I'm a million pieces spread across the universe. Half of them are down in a hole. Half of them are flying around the universe on someone else's head. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. So God creates this masterpiece in which can save the universe. Here comes Yumas in the military to cut it off of them and use it for their own purposes. It's called surrogate making. And this is what this stems from. The process of surrogate making. They actually steal biologies from humans and other species and use it for their own purposes, especially if they find one they want. All the people they are attracted to are doomed. See, on the planet today, if you're not practicing Scientology, you're getting practiced on. People around the planet, they've been doing this for a long time, just like the 60s and 70s. Modern technology has done this to us. I already have PTSD from living with my father. Screams at me all the time, for no reason. It creates a stress disorder. Then they assimilate me into a hive mind where people are also yelling at me and giving me death threats. Someone's going down. They're all coming down.
What are you doing? I'm
Nothing.
trying to change it.